Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do something a little bit different, a little bit interesting, because tomorrow is Zatopec final. One of my best friends, also known as the Australian 60-meter record holder, will be competing tomorrow. So I thought, why not just pick her brain about all things 60s and all things sprints.
Maybe some 4x400 meter chat as well.
Yes, because as you guys know, I will be doing that as well. Ella is one of the best starters, I think, in Australia.
Hype me up. Biased opinion.
Have you always been a gun starter?
For me personally, the start is probably the best part of my race. And then I slowly die towards the end. Ever since I was little, the start was probably the strongest part of my race. It's the strongest part of your race. I feel like you're the opposite.
We're the opposite. We started next to each other in Melbourne Track Classic last year, lane 2 and lane 3. The gun went and I was like, how the hell is she 20 meters in front of me?
Then you just slowly mow me down. If you could combine both of our
races,
strengths, I feel like we would be a gun athlete.
So leading into tomorrow's 60, have heats and finals. What are the processes?
So it's December, so I feel like for us it's super early to be racing. Currently in the middle of a pre-season block. Idea to do this 60 was just to see like where I'm at and I guess break up a bit of the pre-season training. I wanted to race.
Yeah. Is that why you decided to race?
I was like, I want to go race and just see where the training's actually at, because I think training and competing are very different.
Come 60 finals time tomorrow, what will be going through your head?
I think for me, it's like, we'll obviously get through the heats first, like there's a process. I think in a 60 there's not much of a game plan, it's just go.
Just go.
Yeah, just go. Honestly, just go.
go.
And I think that's the cool thing about a 60, and it's awesome that Australia has more opportunities to run 60s, because it's such a fun event and something that we all probably haven't grown up with. But
is short track something that you're trying to go for? Or?
I definitely want to race short track in Sydney because I feel like, you know, it's in my home state, so why not race it?
On the topic of like 60s and when that gun goes, you literally don't have any time to think, you just go. Do you breathe in a 60?
It's funny you say that because I think you asked me this earlier and I don't think you consciously think, oh, am I breathing?
Yeah.
I think it naturally happens, but I definitely do think I breathe in a race, because my training partners have said like, oh, you're so loud, like when you breathe.
Same. I get told
and
like I'm so loud, like I sound more like, you know, chesty, so I was like
I actually would have no idea how I breathe. Like you ask any of my training partners, they'll be like, oh, I could tell you straight away. Probably not as deep as you.
When I was growing up, the kids at Little Athletics didn't want to be in the lanes next to me because they were just like, she's so scary. She's just so loud. I don't even realize that I do it.
One of those things you don't really think about, just naturally you probably do.
Yeah.
Will you be breathing in your 400 tomorrow? I hope so.
I hope I'll be breathing
400 meters without breathing.
Yeah, but I do have an issue because I breathe so much in my short distance stuff, but then when it comes to the longer distances, I forget to breathe. So I get to like 200 meters. Yeah, because by the time 200 meters comes, I'm so out of breath because I've forgotten that all of a sudden I'm like doing these and going wild. I'm like, oh my god. My race plan tomorrow is don't forget to breathe in the first 200. Like breathe, just breathe.
What's your game plan for the 400?
My game plan for the 400.
There's lots of ways to run it for. Mine is just flat out from the guns.
Yours is flat out send it.
And slowly die.
And I want to do it kind of like that tomorrow because I ran 3 weeks ago and it was honestly so embarrassing.
What was your strategy going into that one? Was it pace yourself a bit?
It was just nervous. I was so nervous. When the gun went, my feet just stayed in the blocks and I just didn't move. And then I thought I'll just pace myself and then come back, and I couldn't speed up. I was just stuck there. So I'm gonna not do that tomorrow. I'm just gonna hopefully just do a U and send it, and then whatever I got, I got. I'm gonna end up getting to the finish line somehow.
I mean, it's gonna hurt regardless.
Yeah.
So.
What is the biggest thing not to do when sprinting? Obviously don't false start.
Honestly, think. Like, I swear when I think too much, it's not good for me. I think,
to be honest.
Yeah, for me, like training is my time to think.
Yeah.
And then when I'm on the track, it's just do.
Because your body knows what it's supposed to be doing by the time you're racing.
Exactly. Yeah. So if there's something I need to work on, I'll work on that in training first. Yeah. I think race day is just like attack and
everything coming together. Yeah, no, I feel that. Let's talk hamstrings. Obviously, hamstrings are something that a lot of sprinters go down with quite a lot. You, my friends, have had your fair share of hamstrings. What, 4 years of just hamstring? What was that like, and how did you kind of get out of that hamstring stint?
Oh, I probably started having hammy stuff probably when I was 17. I think it was also that transition from like being a junior to like a senior, coping with a lot more load and that sort of thing. I was just like over it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to move coaches, move states, move everything, move events and just start fresh. So I actually stopped doing 4s and started doing 100s, which I actually enjoy a lot more. Love that sort of feeling of like, oh my God, I'm dying of lactic. Sometimes I miss that feeling. I love racing 100s. I think that is fun.
Because you made world champs in 2017 as, were you 17 or 16?
I think I was 16 at the time.
16 at the time.
Yeah. That was my first world champs. And to be honest, as a 16-year-old, I didn't even know what world champs was. I thought it was Commonwealth Games and Olympics and that was it.
Yeah.
So for me to experience world champs, and I think it was at London as well, which is an awesome stadium to run at.
Huge and quick.
And the people love athletics there. I think for me, that was like, wow, I want to be doing this.
I got a couple bucket list diamond leagues that I would love to run in.
And London
is one of them. Yeah. London and Monaco I would love to run. I'm going to put that into the universe.
Yeah.
Maybe we can run together.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
This year's Olympics and Nationals, I have never seen this girl more nervous than Nationals week before, week
I've never seen myself more nervous.
Yes, next level nerves. And even nerves when the Olympics was on. The Olympic ads would go on and Ella would leave the room because she would get so nervous about the Olympics being on and like trying to qualify, and it would just stress you out so much. We're completely different in that aspect.
I feel like you were like, oh my God, Olympics, like hype. And I was like the complete opposite. I was like so nervous. Nervous all the way up until we got the phone call.
Yeah. But Nationals week especially, which is kind of like a decider almost for, I guess, the relays and a lot of points.
And obviously. A lot of individuals as well. Oceanas as well.
Yeah. Because if you didn't get picked at Nationals to go to Oceanas, it kind of like stuffed up.
Yeah. It's sort of how like the rankings works. Everyone knew that you needed to perform at trials or nationals. That was a big week for me. It was rewarding. Yeah. It was so good.
So you crossed the line second because you were so nervous. Like, what was crossing the line? What was that like?
I think it was more relief for me because missing the first Olympics, I think it was hard for me. So I was like, okay, this one, like I'm making this team. I don't care. Like I'm making it. And that relief of ticking one of the boxes on the way to making the Olympics was like huge for me.
I was there screaming.
Yeah.
Like even when you finished like after the hunt, because I was up on the stadium.
Yeah, I remember I crossed the line and you were like, ah!
Yeah, and then as soon as you crossed the line, I just sprinted down to the finish line. I was like, get out of my way. Everyone move. I'm going to this finish line. And then I saw you, and then you were like obviously with your family, and then like when you hugged me, I was just had like the
bawling.
Yeah, and then we both looked at each other and we were both like had the tears in our eyes, and because we were about to get our Com Games medal after that, so we were like trying to like make sure that
it was a very special day.
It was a really good day.
Both of our families were there too.
Yeah, my mum was vlogging for me.
Yeah, your mum was vlogging.
And our mums vlogging. They met each other, and the sounds were on the vlog, and I was and I again, but I would have inserted it here, but my vlogging camera got stolen, so that's gone.
Yeah, in Fiji. That was a rough week.
That was a rough week. When I was editing, hi Cherie.
Yeah.
And my mum's like, and I'm like, oh, who are you? Oh, I'm Ella's mum. It was a very, very special day. What is your favorite training session?
This is a tricky question because I love an Excel session. I'm so hyped with Excel sessions. I love them.
Yeah. For those that don't know what an acceleration session is, what is an acceleration session?
So an acceleration session is blocks. I would tell my friends like, oh, training was so tough today. I did 3 10 meters, 3 20 meters, 3 30 meters. And I'll be honestly, I'll be wrecked after that session. I don't know how it cooks you, but it just cooks you in a way that you're just tired, so sleepy, and you're honestly wrecked. And some of my 400 training where we would be doing, you know, like split 400s, repeats, crazy lactic sessions where I'll be throwing up. I'll be more cooked from a block session. Can't explain to you why, but it's just what it is.
When I do blocks, I come home and sleep for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I can't function.
Yeah.
Genuinely can't function. I think
can't tell you why.
Putting your max
It's hard work. It's hard work.
Putting max effort into that. I was doing some blocks with Sam the other week. For me, it was like lining up to a national final. over and over and over again. I was just getting my bum handed to me over and over and over.
But it's good.
Again.
It's what makes you better.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Good training partners are underrated.
100%.
Like I've got
100%.
some gun training partners at the moment.
Yeah.
Celeste, Lakara.
Yeah.
Christy.
Your squad is huge.
Everyone's coming to Sydney. I'm telling you, it's where you need to be.
No, Melbourne is where you need to be.
Training with people that are better than you make you better. I think there's two ways to look at it. You can be intimidated and not like it,
which I feel like a lot of people actually could be intimidated.
Yeah, but I think
I
it's an
like
opportunity for you to get heaps of gain.
That's when
I've had my best training blocks. I don't know about you.
The biggest thing that you have learnt since running track or like sprinting?
Trust the process and surround yourself with people that are supporting you for you and just want the best for you. For me, that's family and friends, just a really supportive training environment. Surrounding yourself with those people, looking out for those people, and just anyone that aren't those people doesn't really matter.
No, I feel like when you get to like an individual sport, your bubble kind of goes like this, and anyone that's like that infringes that bubble just gets cut out of the bubble. Do you know what I mean? You just get to this point where you want to do really, really well in your sport, and you have such a limited time to do really, really well that if someone's going to infringe that, then it's kind of like, okay, goodbye.
Look out for the people that look out for you.
I like that. What are you currently doing now to try and improve your hundreds?
There's always things you can improve on. So whether it's your start, VMAX, which is like the fastest point of your race. So when you're running the fastest and how long you can hold that speed for, or at your top end, so the last part of your race. I feel like there's always little things you can work on. My training split into 3 different days. So we'll do a speed endurance day, which will obviously work towards your end part of your race, acceleration day, and overspeed day, which is your VMAX. So each of those days we're working on like a different goal, and then we'll have 2 strength days. What about you?
What about me?
What about me?
I'm trying to work on my block starts to keep up with you. That's what I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to keep up with you in the first 10 meters. Because at Melbourne, I swear to God, I was 3 meters, 4 meters behind at 10 meters. I didn't even think that would have even could have happened. But it happened. Your turnover goes like this so quickly.
That's what you've got to
do. I'm more like this giraffe. Leading in tomorrow, the winds at Lakeside are quite extreme sometimes, especially because your final will be 8:36. The winds are usually a headwind at Lakeside. People ask me a lot, do winds matter in sprinting? Short answer.
Yeah, of course they do. It sounds so silly and it sounds so like excuses. Winds do play a big part, but I think for us, we're lucky that winds get recorded. If it's a headwind, obviously your time's going to be slower. If it's a tailwind, your time's going to be faster. It'll be interesting to see how tomorrow goes. I'm excited to race in Melbourne. A lot of my friends live in Melbourne. Nana and Celeste, who are good mates of mine, are actually going to be in the race.
What will that be like?
I think we better be serious. We better be serious on the start line.
What do you really think of me on the start line?
Outside of the start line, we're like obviously best friends, but like it's an individual sport. Like you want to win every race you're in. Of course, and you'd be thinking the same. At all costs, you want to win. I just think it's important that if it goes your way, if it doesn't go your way, that you can just be happy for people, if that makes sense. Even if you're disappointed in your own performance.
What do you think of bringing back slander in the call rooms and stuff? It's not so necessarily like being mean to people.
That's
but like,
so funny you ask, because at training, we will throw so much banter, and I started it because I was like, I want to see if the girls like catch on to this. And Lakara and Christy have started, and Celeste have like started throwing it back now. I think it's important. It keeps things fun.
It definitely keeps things fun. But would you do that
when I'm racing? I don't even, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't listen to what anyone says around me. Like someone could be speaking to me and I'm just like blank.
You guys know I do a bit of this. When time comes to Ella on the trace, different person. Completely different person.
I'm just like, I'm almost like mute.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'll talk to you in the warm up and I'll talk to her. Donuts. So I just go straight over her head, and then after the race, I'll talk about what I just told her in the warm up. I don't remember, Mia. I don't remember. You're just like just like next level, different person, completely different.
Yeah, and I think I can only hold that for a certain amount of time. So I think like the day before, the day of, like I like to chill and hang out with mates and stuff. But like in warm up / racing, that's when I'm like serious. And it's like honestly, like the only time in my life where I'm probably serious.
So it's just like another level. Yeah. You and Celeste both do it. Celeste is scary on the warm-up track. It's literally just
Whereas you're complete opposite.
Yeah, I'm in like rainbows and unicorns land.
John wants you to be.
John, my coach wants me to be a little bit more like that. It's been a half-half. He does make me talk to people, but he doesn't want me to talk to as many people sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I also can't say no. So when I start talking and I need to get away from the conversation, John has to step in because I can't do it myself.
Talking might work awesome for you, and if you go like crazy, I don't know, locked in, then that might go the opposite. It's just like trial and error.
What is your favorite food to eat?
On race day or in like general?
We'll go race day first.
Race day. We were on the tuna and rice grind together, like for ages. But I think that's one because like laziness and it's just easy, like rice and tuna.
What about post-race cheat feed? Say you race your 60 tomorrow, and obviously it's gonna be 8:36 at night is when you race. So by the time realistically when you get back, it's gonna be like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9:30.
Maybe like Mexican. And you also said you've got some tiramisu in the fridge.
Yeah, I do.
Smack some of that as well.
I've just been told my mum's eating it, so you will not be having tiramisu.
Probably a good thing.
She's guilty.
She's doing us a favor, really.
Yeah,
like
just trying to help us
out, especially around Christmas time, because our season's so weird. Because our domestic season sort of ramps up. January,
February. Like come Feb, you want to be running real fast for like ACTs.
So like obviously Christmas period and holiday period is when all the good foods are indulged. Like I'm in a training block right now. Mum, why are you making these cheesecakes? Don't be doing that to me. So it's like a weird sort of time for us, but
well, thank you. Oh my god, we went for 28 minutes.
We can,
I hope you all really enjoyed.
No, don't put that in, that was really cringe.
Anyway.
Stop throwing it up.
Oh my god, show your finger. Ella's got a munted finger, guys, so she can't straighten it.
Can't straighten it. Just letting everyone know it is actually my...
It's actually her hand.
This is the hand I'll be borrowing if I get engaged.
I got like surgery on it and it's just like stuck like that. Moral of the story.
Stick to running
also very less likely to be hit by a ball when you run. But if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and a comment and a subscribe. That means the world to me and Ella.
And me.
Let me know if you want to see more of these, and goodbye. Have a lovely day.